Hello everyone, it's Carol here at Oak House Journals. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you're in for a little bit of Margarete Miller playtime, because that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to do assignment number 48, as you can see here from my prompts, and here are my prompt pieces. I've got a few off to the left hand side here, and let's go through the prompts. Something made from plastic. Well, I have these little plastic seashell or sea themed little charms, and I thought I could use one of those, maybe a starfish, so that's a possibility. I also have these. Now, as you can see, these are plastic washers. I've got different sizes in here, and I've got a couple here that I have already wrapped. This one with some thick embroidery thread and this one with some silk ribbon. And I also have a third one which is here, and I've wrapped this one with some coloured embroidery floss. So I thought I could maybe put those two together and use them for the first prompt. Or alternatively, I have these, not these ones on the right hand side, but these on the left hand side here. Now, I followed a tutorial and created these, probably at the start of the year, if not last year. And I can't remember for the life of me whose tutorial it was that I followed, but these are actually made from credit cards that you chop up, sand the edges, ink on the back, and then stick some form of paper or image or whatever you want, a word, on the front to create these little dangles. So I've got a few here, and I thought perhaps I've got two off to one side which I've particularly picked out. So I've got these which are made from plastic, which I thought if I don't use those, I could use those to hit this first prompt. If I remember whose tutorial it was by the time I finish recording this video, I will include that information in the description box below, and apologies to whoever uploaded that original tutorial video. Apologies from me that I can't remember who it was. So I've got those items for my first prompt. The second one, a holiday postage stamp. Well, I've got this, and it's a take. It is a stamp. It's a take of the old-fashioned humorous postcards that you used to get. It has got a line going all the way through it, but I can live with that because I don't have another one. I just have this one, and that's why I thought perhaps I could use that to mimic a rubber ring and pick up the orange tones on the wrap thread and the blues to pick up with the colours that I've got going on in the little stamp. And I could also maybe use that to again to tie in with the holiday theme. So that was a possibility. Something humorous. Well, you will have seen this lovely gentleman. I have auditioned him in the past for another project, didn't use him. I've kept this to one side because I love this gentleman's face. Something humorous. Well, if you find something humorous, you laugh, you smile. So that's exactly what this gentleman is doing. But also, I can't help it when I look at this picture, and I'm doing it now, I smile and I find him humorous. So he definitely hits that prompt for me. The next prompt is a piece of brown paper. Well, I thought I might be struggling with this one. I found this in amongst my stash, and it was a wrap that was round some cards, and as you can see, brown paper here, some, I think it's handmade paper in the background, and a little sticker on it. And I thought I was going to have to use that until I got a business envelope in the post this morning, and I've ripped a portion of it off, and I could use that. So I could use either of these or both of these, don't know, but I've got them. The penultimate prompt is ledger paper. I've got this scrap out of my scrap box here, as you can see, overflowing, so I really do need to find a project to use some of these bits and bobs up. But as you can see, I've got all sorts in here, and I've got some more ledger paper tucked away down the front there. I've got oodles in here anyway. I just grabbed this piece out of there this morning, so I could use that. I also have this piece, and this also came out of my German ledger. It's all writing, no numbers, So I could use that. Obviously it's got a chunk taken out of the top there, but you know, I can always rip that up and use it. So I've got that as well. So I might use one or both of those. And finally, a bonus, something shaped in an oval. Well, I've got these gorgeous little die cuts. I've got 2 of them in here. So if I very gently pull these out, because they are a little bit delicate, just have 2 of these left, and as you can see they're shaped as an oval, so I could use one of those. Probably won't use them as they are, in honesty. I probably will cut them, but we'll see about that as I get going. And as you can see here, I've got some scraps of tissue paper. I'm going to use some of this just to create a bit of a working background on here before I start doing any collaging. And probably something like that, just soft muted colours. I'm thinking they're going to work well with the brown paper and this gentleman's colour tone, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. But then pull in something like this to add a pop of colour, and as I say, maybe even that, or even just stick with this as my primary pop of colour and rely on that to blend in with everything else. Not sure where this is going, no idea at all today for this one. So it'll be one of those collages that evolves as it goes. So I've got 2 pretty good pieces there that I could use to start off my collage. That piece maybe pull to one side, and I could use this piece, flip it over to get the muted side, and maybe have something like that. It's very thick and dark here, which is not quite what I want. I want it fairly light. Might rip this away, but for now I'm just going to create a shape that I can use as my background and then go from there. So before I do anything else, I'm going to put my prompts somewhere safe when I can find them. And yeah, there's a reason why I put them somewhere safe, because I lose them. So I'm going to put this up here and see what I can do with this. So I'll be back in a second. So as you saw, I've just glued 2 pieces together, and then I've just roughly trimmed them to the size of my working area. I may well rip this in due course, but for now that's how I'm going to start off. I love this piece of paper, so I thought I could make use of that on there like that. I'm loving the background on here. Let's have a look at this one. Have this peeping out somewhere, and perhaps bring that in. I'm not sure if it would work or not, but might be something nice to consider. And this would look lovely against this as a background. So let's see what that looks like. You're not really going to tell that it's an oval unless I manipulate it slightly. You can see clearly that it's an oval there, but when it's tucked behind the picture, you won't. What goes behind the picture, I can always chop away and use elsewhere. Not sure if I'm liking that foliage behind, but I am liking this. Now this could be down here somewhere. And as I said, it won't go with the rest of the colours unless I make it go, other than having it as a pop of colour. Let's see what this looks like on here. Obviously I'll chop away that bit of thread. Bring in the starfish maybe. Oh gosh, not liking that at all. Let's take that away, consider using these. Now my dilemma with these is where they're going to go, or one of these. I wouldn't use 2. It will be out of place if I put it at the top there. Certainly will encroach on him if I have it there. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, let's take this away. I could always have it as his earring and do something like that, in which case I haven't got a holiday stamp. I do have some first day covers with Christmas stamps on, and I know there's one of chimneys which is brown, so I could potentially use that. Okay, so that is bizarre. I'd take it off the jump ring, I think, and maybe do a little stitch in there. Doesn't have to be the 2023, I could use the 6. Let's just have a quick look and see what that looks like. Either of those would work. The background on this one matches that better than that, but that almost blends in, it's softer. So I think I would go with that one. Okay, I'm leaning away from that and I'm leaning away from both of those. This is my ledger paper. So the thought that's coming to mind is whether I could cover that up by having my ledger paper. So let's look and see what that looks like. That would work. I would rip it so there's staggering at the bottom. You wouldn't get anything going above that. Yeah, quite liking that. I'm just wondering, obviously I can't get this off, this sticker off, but I'm wondering whether I can open this up and make use of back, because this is a sleeve. So let's see if I can do that. Ooh, it is peeling away the sticker. It isn't coming away 100% cleanly off here, but clean enough. I'm going to just rip this across the top, across the bottom there, and get a cleaner edge down this side. Not the same colour, but I'm okay with that. I need to drop this down a bit. I want to get some of the brown at the top and at the bottom. Maybe just rip it across at the bottom there. That's a straight edge there. So I'm going to take away a small portion down this side. Okay, let's do something with this. This is a little bit strange down here. Need to uneven that, make that a little bit less even rather. So I'm going to try and do that. This looks too even here and up here, so I'm just going to alter that. That needs to come up again. Okay, yeah, still not liking that bit down there. Not sure what I can do about that. I am going to rip away these bottom pieces down here as well to go in with the whole theme of having ripped edges. And I'm going to leave my little gentleman with his white border. The reason I'm doing that is because I've got a white background and I think that will work on that. Right, let's see what I can do with this. I like the look of this. I've put a little piece of paper left over from that, the ledger paper, under there. Not sure if it's going to stay there or not, but I've just popped it there for the time being. This I will need to arrange a little bit more, and if I go in with the 2023 rather, and have that like that. The only thing I haven't got on here now is my holiday postage stamp. So I'm going to go and dig out the Christmas one I mentioned earlier and see what that will look like on here. I've dug out the first day cover that I was referring to, and it's not as I remember the stamp. If I was going to use it, and this is the one here, the chimney stacks, I could pop it under there and just have one chimney stack sticking out and the Queen's head. Perhaps leave this, but what I don't like is the amount of blue that I've got. There's nothing blue on here, so I would have to find something to tie it in. I want to go away and check in my stamp collection to see if I've got anything better, but before I do that, what I am going to do is glue these pieces. I'm not going to glue them completely, I'm just going to put some dabs of glue behind, as you've seen me do 1,000,001 times. Just going to do that to hold these main pieces, so this piece, and this piece, in the position that I want them. I haven't made a decision about that little piece down there, and I certainly haven't made a decision about this little piece up here, which means that I can't put very much glue behind these pieces at all, just the odd dab just to hold it in place. And I'm quite happy with how rough that is. That's a little bit too straight for what I have in mind. Okay, so I'm going to head off now and see what I can find in my stamp stash, and fingers crossed that we can come up with something better. For now, I'm just going to pop this little portion up underneath there like that for the time being. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. I've gone all the way through my stamps and I do have a few. Let me bring in my box. This is my stamp box and these are my first day covers. I've been all the way through this and there was nothing apart from these stamps here. And I've discounted the real holiday stamps, the Christmas holiday stamps. And I was working on the premise that these are two places that I visited. This is Lille and this is, I think it's Prague, this one. So I was looking at these and thinking, could I make use of these? Maybe down here, something like that. Failing that, I've got this one, and again, this one potentially could come in there like that way round, because bearing in mind I'm going to be using that up here, or I could even have it tucked in there. If I'm having this just below his ear, almost like it's an earring dangle, then that makes this bottom corner bottom heavy, or bottom left hand corner heavy. That way round, it doesn't really stand out as a holiday stamp, but it could be because it was a vacation place. The other one, and this might be pushing it a little bit, this is a Silver Jubilee stamp. It's a 3.5p stamp. It actually says 3.5p down there, but it actually says 1.5 there. But anyway, this is not a holiday stamp as such, as in a stamp that's released at Christmas or a place that we visited on vacation. But no doubt in 1935, for the Silver Jubilee, I'm sure there was a holiday here in the UK. That would have been a public holiday. I'm pretty sure of it. I haven't Googled it to check. Maybe I should do before I use it. But I was actually wondering about having that one down in there so that it actually says Silver Jubilee and I can pick up that 1.5 down there. This is the one I've decided I'm going to work with. It is not the same brown as this guy's skin, which is gorgeous and bronze and leathery. That would have been a better match for that, but it is a nice tone and I think that will work. And I've got the yellowy creamy colour from the ledger paper working round the outside of that stamp. I'm playing around with this little piece because I'm not liking that corner down in here for some reason, and I think I'm just going to try tearing it a little bit more. I am going to go in with this and I am going to just rip the edge to roughen it up a little bit. And let's see what it looks like if I tuck it in here. And I'm just going to have that little piece of paper, ledger paper, left over from here, just peeping out the side there. Still not 100% certain about this bit down here. So I'm going to put a dab of glue behind here. Now to do something with this. So I'm going to just break it, this up here like that, so that you've got one side of the oval. And I'm going to make use of this portion and have it down here as the second part of my oval. And that actually works to my benefit down in this bottom corner here where I'm struggling. I don't like this bit. So if I bring that along to there like that, let the oval have its natural shape, then it will curve round there. So that's how I'm going to have this. So I'm now going to go in and try and glue this all in place. I'm going to glue this onto my tissue paper background. Something like that. And I am going to just try and roughly tear this just to get some more interest happening. And now I'm just going to take this off its jump ring. I'm going to put some art glitter glue behind it and hope this is going to hold. I was going to try and do a little cross here with my staples, but it wouldn't work. So I've just put in 2 little staples like that, and that's all I'm going to do on this one. So I'm going to bring in my glue book and I'm going to add some glue to the back here. Gently smooth it down with my fingers. And there we go, everybody. That's my finished assignment for week 48. Hope you like it. I'm pleased with this one, I have to say. Seemed to come together nice and easily. I did have 1 or 2 choices to make, but I think I've come up with the right choices, or I hope you think I've come up with the right choices. I think I have, otherwise I wouldn't have chosen them. I'm just going to rub out my pencil lines and then quickly bring in my prompts and go through those with you. Very quickly, something made from plastic. I've got this little piece down here. A holiday postage stamp. Well, I hope this isn't cheating. I went with this Silver Jubilee stamp down in this corner. Something humorous. Well, my lovely gentleman here. A piece of brown paper. I've got 2 pieces. I've got 1 piece here and the other piece here. Ledger paper. I've got a piece here and a tiny little smidgen underneath my Silver Jubilee stamp. And the bonus prompt, something shaped in an oval. Well, that was my die cut piece. So I've got 1 part of the oval there and the other part of the oval down here. So as always, everybody, thank you for spending some time with me today. Always appreciate your company, and I hope you have a great week, whatever you're doing. And I really do hope you'll join me for next week's assignment, which is assignment number 49. Until then, enjoy the photographs at the end. Bye-bye from me.